Hello and welcome to United Report. This is your home for all the latest Manchester United news, match updates, transfer stories, and in-depth analysis. Stay connected and never miss a moment. Subscribe now to stay ahead with everything happening at Old Trafford. Manchester United's fortunes for the remainder of the season could rest on how well Bruno Fernandes is able to lead by example. The captain scored a crucial hat-trick against Real Sociedad in the Europa League and followed it with a big performance against Leicester City to send United into the international break with 3 points. Fernandes and his teammates have come in for criticism at times this term, not least from former skipper Roy Keane. However, recent results have given them a platform on which to build. United will take on Lyon in the quarter-finals of the Europa League, with either Rangers or Athletic Club awaiting the winners. With Ruben Amorim's side now out of the FA Cup and 10 points below 7th-placed Brighton in the league, success in Europe represents their best chance of European qualification. The international break has provided an opportunity for some players to get a bit of a rest, while others have been busy for their national sides. Fernandes played the full 120 minutes for Portugal in their UEFA Nations League quarter-final, where they needed extra time to claim a 5-3 aggregate victory over Denmark. As we approach the return of domestic football, United's captain remains the subject of discussion. Here are Mirror Football's latest lines from around Old Trafford. Former Manchester United captain Brian Robson has been impressed with Bruno Fernandes' resurgence in the second half of the season, but still feels the Portuguese has work to do. I hope that he stays away from the rolling over when he gets tackled and that sort of thing, Robson said via BetSelect, but he's coming into his own as a captain. I think the manager has told him, "You've got to be a leader on the pitch." You can see him talking to people now, saying, "This is what we're doing because this is what the manager wants." He looks as if he's encouraging the players and saying, "You should be in this position or that position." I hope he keeps continuing to do that because you've got to. Roy Keane's former teammate Louis Saha has called out the Irishman over his recent comments about the current Manchester United crop. Saha told Genting Casino he would understand if Fernandes chose to leave United, having some in for significant criticism from the ex-captain. "It's interesting that Roy Keane has criticised him," Saha said. "I understand and I respect his point because he knows his position. He knows what leaders need to do. That's not easy when you are a fan. You criticise harshly. But I would still say it is harsh, because Bruno deserves respect. And as a human being, you make mistakes and all sorts. But I think he has too much weight on his shoulders, and at some point, he may consider other opportunities. Whenever he talks, I don't see someone that just wants to play for the club as much as he can. He is really loyal. He seems to be a very loyal player. So I do think that he will be likely to stay. Jadon Sancho is eyeing up a shock return to Borussia Dortmund, it has been claimed. Earlier in the week, it emerged that Chelsea are expected to exercise their obligation to buy the Manchester United star at the end of the season, but he might not stay at Stamford Bridge for long. According to Bild, Sancho has submitted a transfer request to his management in an effort to rejoin Dortmund for a third spell. The publication claims his desire to move back to Germany is growing by the day. Sancho made his senior debut with Dortmund after coming through the Manchester City Academy, scoring 50 goals in 137 games for the club before making a £73 million Manchester United switch in 2021. He returned to Signal Iduna Park on loan last season, playing 21 times for the Champions League finalists. Manchester United legend Brian Robson has urged Bruno Fernandes to cut out the play acting amid fears he's setting a poor example as captain. Despite Fernandes being in fine form with 6 goal contributions in the last 4 Premier League matches, there are concerns over his suitability as skipper. Robson, himself a former Red Devils captain, said he was impressed with how Fernandes had grown into the role, but insisted he still had 1 or 2 creases to iron out. "I hope that he stays away from the rolling over when he gets tackled and that sort of thing," Robson told the Manchester Evening News. "But he's coming into his own as a captain. I think the manager has told him you've got to be a leader on the pitch. You can see him talking to people now saying, 'This is what we're doing because this is what the manager wants.' But he's coming into his own as a captain. I think the manager has told him you've got to be a leader on the pitch. You can see him talking to people now saying, 'This is what we're doing because this is what the manager wants.' He looks as if he's encouraging the players and saying, you should be in this position or that position. I hope he keeps continuing to do that because you've got to. He added, if you've got a football brain and you're playing well, and the manager has made you captain, you've got to try and get the best out of the players around you and make sure that they do what the manager asked them to do. I think Bruno has done what I'd expect of a United captain, to a degree. Unfortunately for Bruno, the team hasn't been good enough to win as many or major trophies as Manchester United should win. After taking over the captaincy from Harry Maguire in 2023, Fernandes has been something of a bright spark in an otherwise gloomy period for the club. And while he's been far from perfect, Robson believes he's making a massive difference, with Ruben Amorim's team showing signs of improvement after winning back-to-back matches against Real Sociedad and Leicester City by 3-goal margins. He, Fernandes, has been in fantastic form in the last 2 months, Robson, 68, said. He is so confident at the moment. You can see it in his game. He's just loving his game at the moment, and he's making a massive difference. And that's what sometimes confidence can do. Players need confidence, and if they've got the ability, then it can make a major improvement on their game. Optimism aside, the Red Devils are still 13th in the league and have a tough run of fixtures coming up. Next week they face high-flying Nottingham Forest before welcoming neighbours Manchester City to Old Trafford. After that, they have a clash with Carabao Cup champions Newcastle, sandwiched between both legs of their Europa League quarter-final clash, with league giants Lion Fernandes is currently enjoying his most prolific scoring season since netting 28 goals in the 2020-21 campaign, having already scored 16 times in all competitions this term. He's just 5 away from hitting a century for United, which would put him on par with Robson, who scored 100 goals in 465 appearances for the club. Robson, who transferred from West Brom in 1981 for a then record British transfer fee of £1.5 million, was a fixture in United's lineup for 13 seasons. During his tenure, he helped the club secure 6 major trophies, including 2 Premier League titles and 3 FA Cups. Jonathan David has suggested that he wants to play at the very highest level ahead of a summer transfer window where he will be in high demand. David is out of contract with Lille at the end of the season and is widely expected to move on, with Manchester United, Chelsea, Newcastle, Tottenham, West Ham and Barcelona among those interested in acquiring his services. The Canada international has scored 107 goals in 224 games across all competitions for Lille, including 23 this season. The 25-year-old has long been linked with a move to the Premier League and now looks ready to make a step up. Lille have helped develop the careers of Eden Hazard, Victor Osimhen, Rafael Leao, Gabriel Magalhaes, Mike Maignan, Lenny Yoro and Dimitri Payet in the past, and David wants to follow in their footsteps and challenge himself at a new club. Obviously, with this summer going on, I am not sure if I am staying or going, but if I do end up going, I have to push myself at the very highest level, he told Golazo America after scoring and providing an assist for Canada in a 2-1 win over the United States on Sunday. When you play for a big club, your position in the team is never guaranteed, and you need to fight. I am never guaranteed anywhere I go to start every game and play every game. I have to perform. I am willing to fight. I know it's an important year. It is a big decision. I will make a wise decision. It is not the first time David has addressed speculation over his future recently, and the striker's media push could reflect a player trying to court suitors. To be honest, I think I can adapt to every league, he told Gary Neville and Jamie Carragher on the It's Called Soccer podcast. Every league has their differences. I think the Premier League is a lot faster and more physical than all the other leagues. I grew up watching a lot of La Liga. I wouldn't say that would be my preferred league, but it's a league I enjoyed watching more so than others. One day, I would like to play there. But will that happen? I don't know. I'm not opposed to anything. We'll see where the future takes us. David believes his experiences will help him push on wherever he ends up. He added, I've had difficult moments, especially my first season and even my first 2 seasons at Lille. I think I had a dry spell, but now I'm scoring so much. But for me in those situations, it's about putting your focus on the work, So doing extra after training and always working hard and knowing something will happen. Knowing I've put the work in gives me more confidence on the pitch, knowing that I did what I could, so I have no regrets. Normally, I'm more of a reserved, shy guy, but moving to different countries makes you evolve as a person and makes you come out of your shell. You have to get involved. As a player, everywhere you go, you have to adapt, because the culture is different, the play style is different, the players are different, and there are different expectations of you. Manchester United defender Victor Lindelof has insisted he is very comfortable at Old Trafford, but admitted he is planning to hold talks about his future. Lindelof has been at United for 8 years, having joined the club from Benfica in 2017. However, he is out of contract at the end of the season and is expected to be part of a major squad overhaul under Ruben Amorim as he looks to put his stamp on the team. Lindelof is currently away on international duty with Sweden and was quizzed about his future. "I'm very comfortable in United," Lindelof said, as per the PA news agency. "I've been there for a long time and it's the world's best league. I'll have to talk to everyone involved going forward." His comments come after BBC Sport reported earlier this month that Benfica were interested in re-signing the 30-year-old. Lindelof joined Benfica as a teenage prospect and spent 5 years at the club before United spent around £31 million to bring him to England. It is claimed that Benfica want Lindelof to replace former Manchester City defender Nicolas Otamendi, who remains a key player for Bruno Laga's side at the age of 37. And Lindelof has admitted that Benfica still has a special place in his heart. "Benfica as a club means a lot to me," Lindelof added to Portuguese broadcaster Sport TV. "It's the club that made me the player I am today. I don't know what will happen and what my decision will be. But it's a club that means a lot to me and a club that I like. I don't only have myself to think about. It's a decision we have to make together as a family." Lindelof has made just 2 Premier League starts so far this season and has fallen down the pecking order at Old Trafford following the signings of Matthijs de Ligt, Lenny Yoro and Aiden Heaven. And United are also looking to strengthen their backline next summer, with reports claiming that the club have made Everton centre-back Jarrad Branthwaite their top target. Branthwaite was targeted by United last summer, but they ultimately failed to meet Everton's demands. However, they are said to be ready to pay their asking price this summer. Branthwaite, though, will be hoping United can qualify for the Champions League by winning the Europa League, as the 22-year-old is said to believe that playing European football will help him win a spot in Thomas Tuchel's England plans. Branthwaite was surprisingly overlooked for Tuchel's first 3 Lions squad, prompting Everton boss David Moyes to say, "I don't pick the England squad." So I can only say, if you're looking at the last 6 or 7 weeks, Jarrad Branthwaite would be up there playing as well as any English centre-half in the country. But the big thing he needs to do? Go and play for England under-21s and be the best player again, and then he gets selected again. That's the instructions I've been giving him. Go and show what you can do for the 21sts, and Lee Carsley will pass good information back to the manager, and hopefully it will get you back in.